Hello!
Howdy!
I'm Rami, and this is Duffy, and we're continuing our foray into Gwen Forster's Gold Pin nominated Against All Odds romantic novel for the ages.
We're in chapter 3.
We're getting some steamy bits.
Adam! Oh, Adam! Both of his hands reached out and wrapped her into his embrace. Her senses reeled at the feel of his big hand behind her head, positioning her for the force of his mouth. 1 second. Big hands!
What is that the thing?
Gwen Forster's into big hands.
She's mentioned them a lot, and putting them behind her head, like losing control of your neck functions.
I suppose
She's
that's-
into that.
Women are into that.
I don't want to make that generalization.
Her senses reeled at the feel of his big hand behind her head, positioning her for the force of his mouth. Heat shot through her when his marauding lips finally took possession of her, imprisoning her in a torrent of molten passion.
Do we even have to say it?
Why is she using the verb marauding with the black protagonist?
I was gonna go with imprisoning.
Maybe she just don't give a fuck.
Maybe she's playing into some kind of submissive fantasy.
That's right. He nipped her bottom lip, and quickly, as if she'd waited a lifetime to do it. She opened for him and welcomed his hot tongue into every crevice of her hungry mouth.
Ew.
He's finding food bits.
Oh god. She ate some of those crackers with the peanut butter and they get all over your mouth. And it's like, oh.
It's like up next to the teeth.
Yeah,
and
up
he's
here in your gums.
He's tonguing up in there. He's like, oh, a snack.
There's peanut butter in here.
I like this girl. She tasty. She reveled in the savage intensity with which he loved her, crushing her to him, then caressing her with a gentleness that belied the strength of his ardor. She opened her mouth wider, and as if he sensed a deeper need in her, one that he wanted to fulfill. His hand stroked her bottom, then pulled her up until the seat of her passion pressed against the unmistakable evidence of his desire.
Well, okay, let's go through this. So she's all mouth.
Right?
I'm not into that at all.
Wait, the Gwen or Melissa?
Melissa, she just apparently just blah.
Open wider, take more time! Ah!
God.
Deeper.
Deeper, getting more food jones. And then just dicks.
And then she's like, oh, yes. Oh, wait, no, when she opens her mouth, he, just knows that she wants his dick. So he rubs her on his dick. Strokes her bottom, pulls her up onto the seat until the seat of her passion pressed against the unmistakable. The seat of her passion is probably her loins.
Yeah.
They're bumping uglies at this point.
Yeah, they're drown humping. Which is really hard because she's half a foot? No, she's like a foot shorter than this guy.
She's 8 inches short.
She's 8 inches.
Right?
So almost, yeah, 8 inches. So he's got he's pulling her up pretty high.
But he's,
so big, and his hands are so big.
It's his big hands that can hold her.
She probably can stand it. It's just.
It's like a cheerleader. S-E-X, go! Pressed against the unmistakable evidence of his desire. More! She needed more! Or how would Rami say? More! She needed more! Say it.
More! She needed more!
Thank you. To be a part of him, to crawl inside of him. Whoa, whoa, whoa. She wants to be a tapeworm.
Oh, God.
She wants to come out of his butt.
She wants to go into his butt.
And come out.
Oh.
In and out. Back and forth. Forever and ever. More. She needed more. To be a part of him, to crawl inside of him. One hand moved to his head to increase the pressure of his mouth on hers, while the other caressed his face and neck. So she's the one who's pulling him in there.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
She's got also notice how hands on the back. Sorry, the hands on the back of his head and face and neck, right? And then his hands are just holding her ass.
yeah, pulling her on.
his
No,
dick.
she's standing up on his hands are pulling her up so that she can be at like equal footing with him.
No, but he's holding her ass onto
Yeah.
his dick,
Yeah.
and she's the one. So she's being just passive and whatever. I think it's not totally passive, but whatever. You know, that's how it works. Frantically, she undulated against him.
How does? I mean, I know how one undulates, but it's just it's not a verb that you use in that way.
Frantically.
What are you doing? Oh, I'm undulating. I had a nice night of undulating last night.
How you feel today? I don't know. I could really go for some undulation.
Yeah.
His groan warned her to stop it, but she couldn't make herself move from him. The feel of his hard chest against her tender, sensitive breasts, his hands moving slowly over her back, and the intimacy of her position against him enticed her closer. She wanted. His hands gently separated them and her from him. When she dared look at him, she saw his difficulty in maintaining control. Honest to a fault as always, when she could restore her equilibrium, and without thought to sparing either of them, she told him, if you hadn't waited so long to do that, it might have been easier. She's choking on his tongue.
And liking it.
And then undulating.
Undulating.
Maybe Jerry Seinfeld should come back.
Try it. Well, there's no. Oh.
More! She needed more! To be part of him! To crawl inside of him! One hand moved to his head to increase the pressure of his mouth on hers, while the other caressed his face and neck.
Well, probably.
Frantically, she undulated against him. His groan warned her to stop it, but she couldn't make herself move away from him. The feel of his hard chest against her tender, sensitive breast, his hands moving slowly over her back, and the intimacy of her position against him enticed her closer.
So the strength of Jerry Seinfeld is thinking that Jerry Seinfeld is just popping up, spurging out randomly. I think it doesn't really work with narration.
Yeah, Jerry Seinfeld doesn't work as a narrator.
Not particularly.
Until next time. This has been a foray into erotic literature. Bye.